Good evening and welcome to beautiful Case Arena tonight. It is an IHSAA volleyball matchup here on the ISC Sports Network in cooperation with Hot Dog TV. Joined by Laura Archibald, I'm Sean Walker. Tonight it is the Rossville Hornets versus the Frankfort Hot Dogs in our first match of the season here on ISC. Tonight's game is a product of Day and Ginda Funeral Home, proud supporters of high school athletics in Clinton and Carroll County. By Fiberhawk, fast, affordable Fiberhawk. By Healthy Communities of Clinton County, making the healthy choice the easy choice. And by Mulberry Telecommunications, Mintel Fiber Services now available in the town of Rossville. Again, joined by Laura Archibald. This is the Healthy Communities of Clinton County pregame show. And Laura, excited that we have another season set to get underway here on ISC, and I'm glad you could join me, my friend.
It's going to be an exciting season. I'm glad to be here. I always love kicking off the season with a county rivalry. Always a fun way to start every year.
These teams, two teams, it's not their first match of the season, but it's the first match on ISC this season. Frankfort had a great showing on Saturday as they got their season underway. They went 3-1 in their tournament play there this past weekend. For Rossville, they played one match. It was last night. They lost to West Lafayette in straight sets, looking to try to bounce back here tonight against Frankfort. For Frankfort, Laura, they return a lot of key players, and the one we're circling tonight is not a junior, not a senior, but a sophomore. It's Carolyn Queen.
Yeah, she is a great player, really somebody to watch, I think, not just tonight, but all season long. Very consistent in her serve reception and her defense. And, you know, we talk every year, that's where it really starts. If you don't get that good pass, really can't run your offense. So, you know, it's the first step in running a successful offense, and she is the key for Frankfort to start this offense.
Just like the player to watch tonight specializes in her craft, so do the professionals at Tornado Roofing. For more information, visit tornadoroof.com. Our officials for tonight's broadcast are brought to us by Day and Ginda Funeral Homes, and it's none other than Dave Herron and Tom Stevens. They'll have the call for us here this evening. And hopefully these guys will, you know, do a little bit better job than our students did for our alumni game last week. I'm just kidding. They did a wonderful job. But awesome for these guys out here tonight getting their season underway as well. And, man, you can't say enough about people who sign up to be officials. They are a special breed. They take grief from coaches, players, fans, parents. Go easy on them tonight. How about it?
They do, and they don't get paid enough for that. So, and really nice thing that they did prior to the season this year is, and prior to rule changes, is met with lots of coaches to see what kind of rules that they wanted changed and what kind of calls did they think needed to change and how would they like things called differently. And I really like that they were asking the input of coaches, and I think that goes a long way in making those coach-official relationships better.
These two teams, no stranger to each other at all. These are county rivals. It's the Rossville Hornets. It's the Frankfort Hot Dogs. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll get you your starting lineups right here on the ISC Sports Network.
At Tornado Roofing, we provide a complete range of services defined by quality, innovation, and expertise. We offer free estimates, have financing available, and handle insurance claims. Tornado Roofing is more than a name. It's a family-owned and operated business known for its committed customer service and expectation of going beyond our clients' needs. Our work is backed by a customer satisfaction guarantee to provide you with peace of mind. For more information, visit tornadoroof.com or call 670-6440. At Tornado Roofing, we believe in putting a strong roof over your head. Welcome to the Willow Creek Barn, where nature's beauty meets rustic elegance. From the moment you arrive on the property, you'll notice every detail is finely crafted to provide you with the dream wedding you've always dreamt about. From carriage and trolley rides to breathtaking aerial views via our hot air balloon, the Willow Creek Barn offers unforgettable moments that will last you a lifetime. For more information about our packages and availability, visit thewillowcreekbarn.com.
Former WNBA star Katie Douglas Poe is now the owner of fitness franchises that help people get healthier and more active. And even though she comes from the world of elite athletics, Katie's favorite customers are the ones pursuing modest goals. We're proud to provide her with that same kind of personal support and individual attention to her finances, which is why, when it comes to her banking, Katie is a farmer. The Farmers Bank. Let's grow.
Healthy Communities of Clinton County is committed to reduce the risk factors contributing to chronic disease, including health disparities by decreasing stigma and encouraging positive changes. HCCC is here for the community with systems of care navigators, insurance assistance, prenatal classes, mental health programs, substance use prevention, and more. To help make the healthy choice the easy choice, contact us at 659-6063 or through our website, healthyclintoncounty.org.
Welcome you back inside Case Arena tonight on the ISC Sports Network, joined by Laura Archibald. I am Sean Walker. These hot dog teams, we got to cover the county alumni game heading into this, and the Frankfort Hot Dogs came out the victors this year, my alma mater. I'd like to rub that in a little bit. Starting lineups first up for the Rossville Hornets, and these may change just a little bit as Coach Ellenwood was not 100% sure who she was going to go with here tonight, but our best guess was Elise Oakes, Addie Gurgili, Kate Meek, Abigail Wolin, Addie Gorbett, Allie Neubauer, and the libero tonight is Berkeley Lanham. Again, coached by Lexi Ellenwood. It was Lexi Shriver last year. She's since gotten married, so congratulations to Lexi. Kind of thrust into a tough spot last year, Laura, if you remember. There was a coaching change, and then there was another coaching change, and Lexi had to step in, and she did a great job helping these girls finish, out to a 15-19 overall record.
She did a great job stepping in there in a bad situation and really being there for the girls, because that is a really tough position to be in as a player. And she did an amazing job of keeping that team together emotionally. And they finished strong and did a great job in the tournament. So hats off to Lexi.
You saw them gel, and you saw the body language change as Lexi took over and changed that. They just got that bad aura out of the gym and kind of added some stability. I'm so glad that they gave her the opportunity to lead them this year. On the other side, for the Frankfort Hot Dogs, it's Lily Rockhold, Ella McAtee, Morgan Harrington, Justine Thomas, Jalen Smith, Addie Keck, and the libero who we've already featured, Carolyn Queen. She's actually wearing number 22 here tonight. You see her in the top jersey up there. And the head coach, longtime coach here at Frankfort, Coach Kia Rushton.
And speaking about last year, we said many times last year during the broadcast that I felt like last year was probably one of Kia's best years coaching.
Yeah.
That team was young and inexperienced, and they improved probably more than any team that Kia's ever coached at Frankfort when you looked from the beginning of the season to the end of the season. And that's going to bode well for her here at the beginning of this season.
And to that point, they finished 12-19 last year, but there were 7 matches that were like right there that could have swung the other way. If you swing those the other way, it's a 19-12 season, and it's a completely different conversation. Our starting lineups tonight brought to us by Ardente Dental, where healthy smiles start here.
And they did not look like a 12-19 team when you watched them play. If you would never guess they were below 500 when you watched them play. And like you said, so many of those matches decided by just a few points.
They have 3 seniors in the starting lineup here tonight for Frankfort, but so many underclassmen that not only play, but play huge roles on this team. When you look at Carolyn Queen, you look at Addie Keck, Jalen Smith, and so on and so forth. Lily Rockhold, led the team in kills a year ago, and she's only a sophomore. And so a lot of growing up happens between that freshman and sophomore year. You get another year of, travel ball in, and then you get to come out and get more reps under Coach Rushton's system. And we talked about this in the alumni game, I look for Frankfort to make the biggest change from last year to this year, wins and losses, overall goals, and quality of season.
I totally agree. I think they will be the team to beat this year. I really do in the county. They have a good system in place. They have a lot of players with experience. Last year, those young players came into this season very green to the system, but now they're used to this system. They've played under Kia for a year or two now, and they're seasoned varsity players at this point, and I think we can expect big things out of them now.
So Rossville's going to start out with the serve here. And we'll get our first match underway of this season, at least on ISC. These two teams have already gotten some play time in, but our season officially starts tonight right here with serve number 1. Smith, and then a quick knockover that you saw. That was Addie Keck that punched it over for Frankfort. And first ball that hits the floor gives a point to the Hot Dogs.
We don't see a lot of kills usually by the libero, but great job by Carolyn Queen there to get the ball over into a hole.
This will be Ella McAtee, one of the 3 seniors in the starting lineup on this squad. Nice overhand serve. That's to Addie Gorbett. Now Frankfort will run some offense. They go to Rockhold. Good block there from Rossville. Be interesting to see how these teams progress. It's always fun to watch night 1, but Laura, you and I, we cover these teams so often that, man, a few weeks into the season, and you're like, wow, these guys are getting better and better and better.
Yeah, it's nice to see the progress all season long.
Morgan Harrington with the diving play there, but couldn't keep it in. So Rossville gets the point. Addie Gergili will come out. I believe it was Bogan that checked in for her. Run a set there, and a nice play as Elise Oakes is able to get it across. Five seniors on this Rossville squad for Coach Ellen Wood. They graduated quite a bit last year.
They did. They were a pretty experienced crew last year. Lots of juniors and seniors. Graduated a lot, but now come back with a strong senior core.
Corbett from the back row. Queen there on the dig. Rockhold able to find some open space. Another point here for the Hot Dogs.
And there's a strong young player for the Hot Dogs. Lily Rockhold, only a sophomore, led the Hot Dogs in kills last year and leading them early this season in kills also. Smart player, doesn't always just hit away. She's smart about rolling the ball, tipping the ball, putting things in a hole.
That one too long, and when you look out on the floor and you see Lily Rockhold, you go, that's a volleyball player.
She does have.
She's got that build.
She does have the physique of a volleyball player, that is for sure.
Back and forth seesaw battle here early on. Frankfort up 3-2. Little miss hit there from the setter. It was Kate Meek that time for Rossville. I like Rossville's jerseys, but even here in the gymnasium, a little tough to see the number contrast.
It is.
Early in the season, trying to learn these players and put faces and numbers together. Miss hit there from McAtee. Great serve that time from Oakes.
Both teams struggling with passing a little bit early on here, to be expected in the beginning of the season.
I know something Frankfort, made a key of last year was slow starts. They didn't want to get off to slow starts, and it was a message for most of the season. And so far here tonight in this one, a little bit of a slow start against Rossville.
It kind of was their Achilles heel last year. And they tended to play better the longer they went. So I know that's something that they definitely worked on in the off season, and you hope that they can kind of overcome that this year.
Thomas punches that one across and gets a point here for the Hot Dogs. Got a substitution here. Tiffany Zing comes into the game.
Ashley Zing.
Ashley, her sister Tiffany graduated. See? Got me already. And then is
Chloe Mowdy.
Chloe Mowdy checked in as well. This one a little bit long. Another point for Frankfort. Ashley, if I call you Tiffany all season long, please forgive me. That one is just etched in the brain for some reason. I'll do my best.
They look very alike on the court. I remember several times last year when they'd be on the court at the same time. If we couldn't see their number, it was very hard to tell which player was which because they move alike and look alike. So I think we'll both make that mistake several times.
Ava Burkle, the sophomore, comes in, or excuse me, the junior, as well as Tori Fadness. Rossville will run that 6-2 offense. They have 2 setters on the floor. Miss hit there as Smith had to scramble to get it, and then Thomas couldn't help out and clean it up there.
Once again, that passing just off enough that they're not getting a good offense set up.
Smith to Thomas. Little pooch shot across that time, and it finds pay dirt.
When you have a setter as good as Jaden Smith, you want to get her the ball so she can command an offense. I don't know that I remember except one pass that I would say was on the money, and they've had her running all over the floor tonight.
What a serve there. That was a complete knuckleball. I don't know if the camera view would give you what we just saw here, but there was 0 rotation on that serve.
Yeah, it just kind of dropped.
As someone receiving a serve, would you rather have one that's spinning, or would you rather hear that floater?
Sure. Top spin for sure.
Much easier to handle.
Much easier to pass.
We go to McAtee here. Rossville cleans it up, attempted to clean it up. Point to Frankfort. Back and forth again as Rockhold comes in. Queen will check out. Going back to your point about Smith, a great season a year ago, 107 kills, 567 assists. That was good enough for 4th in conference play. And again, young.
Yes. With
just a sophomore last year.
With inexperienced hitters last year.
For sure.
You know, I think had she had experienced hitters, that number would have been much, much higher. She's an excellent setter. She's very aggressive-minded as far as being able to be offensive, and she has a lot of kills for a setter. This is where I wish we had replay. She just had an excellent one-handed set on that play that was fantastic. Most high school setters wouldn't even attempt that. That was a beautiful one-handed set.
Corbett able to hammer that one home. Rossville now with a 2-point lead. Rockhold that time powers through the block.
And that's what Frankfort wants to do every time. And it started with the pass. That's the best pass they've had all night long. If Frankfort can keep passing like that, they can run an efficient offense.
Coach Rushton showing some depth here tonight. Substitutions as Keck and Harrington come back into play. Both teams actually not bashful about substitutions tonight.
No, and I think you'll see that, especially here early in the season.
Another substitution taking place here. As Meek will come back into the game as well as Woolen.
I know in my coaching years, especially early in the season, you know, performance in practice and performance in games, some people just respond different. So getting people some playing time in those games and seeing how they respond in games is something important in the beginning of the season.
Saw great defensive reaction that time from Frankfort as they were able to keep it alive momentarily. But Rossville putting some pressure here on the Hot Dogs early in game 1.
Yeah, that was a nice hit by Gorbett. She handled that ball well.
Go back to Rockhold, the block there from Rossville. Rockhold will not be denied a second time.
Rossville just a little early on the block that time, but they're really putting a nice block up over there on Rockhold. Better than anticipated, I would think. They have to at least be in Lily's head They've blocked her twice and had a touch on it several times. And, that gets in a hitter's head. So they're doing a good job of getting a hand on the block over there.
A lot of play at the net there. Both teams doing a good job of staying out of the net.
Good job by Oaks.
2 hits called against Frankfort. Rossville back out to a 2-point lead. These two teams definitely no strangers of each other, and look at that. When you put it right where Rockhold, right in that sweet spot, man, nobody's returning that one.
The whole key to this Frankfort offense is passing. If you give a pass like that to Jaden, she's going to put it somewhere that those hitters can take care of the ball.
Now Rossville on a scramble. And they'll keep it in play. Free ball opportunity. That time Jalen tried to go over quick and into the net. We saw that a lot last year.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, that was about 10 points against Clinton Prairie in one single game, wasn't it?
It was.
This serve wide of the court. More substitutions take place as that happens. Let's think the healthy communities of Clinton County, where the coalition is committed to reducing the risk factors contributing to chronic disease, including health disparities, by decreasing stigma and encouraging policy, system, and environmental changes. The vision of Healthy Communities is to make the healthy choice the easy choice. For more information, visit healthyclintoncounty.org.
Chloe Mowdy and Ashley Zing back in the game for the Hot Dogs.
Thank you. As I was taking care of inventory, you were helping me keep tabs on who's on the floor. That's why I enjoy calling games with you, partner. Got my back. Going back row this time to Rockhold. Good job by Meek to keep it alive, and now Rossville sends it across. A free ball opportunity here.
Nice long rally.
That just over the block of Mowdy and Smith. Zing sends it over, and now a free opportunity for Rossville. One of the longer rallies of the game. The dig, they go back row to Gorbett, off the hands of Rockhold. Rossville with the point. Substitution going to take place here as Meek comes out. They'll bring Burkle back into the game. And Fadness checks back in. She did a nice job serving her last go-round. This Rossville team, some of these girls on that state championship team from a year ago. Fantastic run all season long. Little softball state finals.
Yep, good athletes.
Great team put together behind the arm of a strong ace, and that will lead to a great season. And guess what? That pitcher's back for another year.
Yes. Yes, she is.
Rossville have a great opportunity. I know some of the girls don't want to look too far ahead because you don't want your year to be over yet, but ready to get back out on the softball diamond and defend that title. That one just out. Coach Ellingwood doesn't like the call. And now, yeah, it's still ruled in favor here for Frankfort. It looked like he was changing the call.
I'm not sure if she wanted to touch or out, or in, I mean.
Love to see the Frankfort students showing up here tonight for the volleyball team. Got a nice little student section across the way.
Yep.
Now that they flip-flop the gym a little bit, a lot of the home fans sit underneath us out of camera view. until we get to those timeout breaks, and then we can get those floor cameras on them. Big swing. What Garbett. She's an athlete now, I tell you. Out here on the volleyball court, we see her shine on the basketball floor. That's probably her best sport, in my opinion.
Yes.
At least where I've seen her play the most.
I remember when she started playing her freshman year, she was rough, and then she'd just have these beautiful moments where it's like you could see the athleticism. And it's like she's going to be something, and she has just really come into her own this year. And you can see her offensive leadership.
This timeout is brought to us by the Willow Creek Barn, voted the KNOT, K-N-O-T, Best of Weddings for 3 years straight. Willow Creek Barn sits in a beautiful outdoor setting with multiple reception options. Inside the barn, conveniently located outside of Frankfort, Indiana, with easy access to Lebanon, Lafayette, Zionsville, Noblesville, Carmel, Indianapolis, and Interstate 65. The location provides the picturesque setting for the barn wedding you've always dreamt about. For more information, visit willowcreekbarn.com. And while we have time, let's tell you about Mulberry Telecommunications, where they want to be the first to welcome you to the fiberhood. They offer fiber optic services with super fast, reliable internet, gigabit speed, streaming TV packages, and voice solutions. And they are now fibering in the town of Flora. Go to our website at mintel.net for more information. I want to thank all of our sponsors. Laura, each year I appreciate you because you come out, you work on our broadcast, you provide your expertise, and then you're also a sponsor. So it's such a great thing with
It's
Public
a
Communities of
win-win.
Clinton County. Corbett in the middle again, and she's starting to warm up.
She reportedly is nursing a shoulder injury, but you wouldn't know it by the performance tonight. That is for sure. She looks 100% tonight.
Yeah, I don't see her taking anything off on those swings. She's letting it fly. And it is a 5-point lead right now for Rossville. Now, it was a year ago between these two teams. The Frankfort took the first set 25-17, but then they lost 3 straight. 25-18, 26-24, 25-23.
I was going to say they were close.
Rossville trying to steal the first one here tonight. What would have been 4 hits against Frankfort. That one drops in. We get another timeout here, and this is more of a displeasure conversation right now between Coach Rushton and her players, just not seeing the energy.
Yes. Definitely needs to see an improvement in passing. That's the key to the game for the Hot Dogs.
I want to tell you about the Farmers Bank. They like helping everyone grow, from business owners running multi-million-dollar companies to first-timers just opening a savings account. They draw on over 140 years of history to honor the principles of personal connection and individual attention that have been there since the founding in 1876. And that's why you don't have to be a farmer to be a farmer. Let's grow. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Frankfort already back out on the floor out of the timeout, not taking the full allotted time. Message kind of short and sweet. Let's go.
Yeah, pass the ball. I guarantee you that was the message. Pass the ball. When Frankfort passes well, they command the floor. They have a very good offense when they can run it. When they don't pass and they don't run their offense, they're in trouble.
We go to McAtee. McAtee showing off some good hops there. Boy, that was – you don't know that athletic ability is in there until you see Ella McAtee climb the ladder.
Honestly, she hasn't had enough sets to be able to showcase that ability.
It gives Frankfort the point. 22-16. See if they can close this gap here and run off a few points.
Frankfort has the goods. It's about execution.
It's like a player into the net here.
Carry.
Or lift.
Carry. Lift, same thing. She just was really far under the ball. I think it was a little miscommunication between her and the hitter. We've seen that several times with Rossville tonight.
That one just hits the tape and Trickles over. Rossville does a great job playing through it.
Yeah, that was a great job by Fadness. I mean, a heads-up play. That barely came over the net.
Kept it alive, found Gorbit. Gorbit hammers another one home, and now 2 points away from stealing set number 1 here against the Hot Dogs. Little knuckleball floater serve. Rockhold tries to dink that one over. Burkle. And that one finds pay dirt. 24-17 now. Rossville serving for game point here.
That was a smart hit there by Burkle. Nice pass.
Smith goes back to Rockhold, and that was straight down.
You have Harrington and Keck back into the lineup for the Hot Dogs.
Harrington will be at the service line here. Trying to extend game 1. Harrington served just a little too long, and that'll do it. Rossville comes into Case Arena and steals game 1 against the Hot Dogs. 25-18 your score after 1. We'll step aside. We'll take a break. When we return, game number 2 heads your way.
At Day and Gannett Funeral Home, we know the importance of family. Being a family-owned funeral home, we pride ourselves in giving the care and love to you and your loved one as if you were part of our own family. With a compassionate staff that takes pride in fulfilling all the details to celebrate the life of your loved one in a unique and special way, you can be sure that your services will be meaningful and memorable. When you suffer loss in your family, let our family take care of your family. Day and Gannett Funeral Home, putting family first.
Running a small business. Your hands are full. We can help. FiberHawk partners with local companies by providing business-class internet, phone, TV, and customized bundles to meet your needs. Our fiber-powered system delivers reliable speed with enhanced security. Running a business is tough. Contact FiberHawk today and let our expert team give you a hand.
Want to welcome you back to Case Arena. Game number 1 concludes 25-18. Rossville able to take that first one. Game number 2 tonight brought to us by our friends at Tornado Roofing. If you need quality work from a qualified roofer, they're the company to call. We've helped countless clients keep their property protected while saving time and money. We know we can do the same for you. We offer free estimates, financing, and even handle insurance claims. Give us a call at 765-670-6440 or visit tornadoroof.com for more information. Game 2 also brought to us by our friends at Ardente Dental, where they offer high-tech dentistry with a personal touch. Whether you're a brand new patient or you've been with them for years, they're here to serve you. Give them a call, 654-7222, or visit them online at ardentedental.com. Ardente Dental, we bring smiles to life. So we're about a minute away here from game number 2 getting started. What impressed you there, Laura, with game number 1 in Rossville?
Well, Gorbit, I thought, played fantastic. Once she got warmed up, she was pretty much unstoppable. And Rossville just didn't give up on the ball. You know, nothing hit the ground. They were going after everything. They just kept taking it to Frankfort. And Frankfort couldn't stay in their offense. They just weren't passing well enough to run their offense efficiently. And that's their game. I mean, offense is going to be the name of the game for them. Defense is not going to be their strength this year. It's going to be offense. But they have to pass well enough to play their offense. And they just weren't in offense enough. And until they can pass well enough and play good enough defense to keep themselves playing the offense they want and staying in offense, they're going to have a hard time competing. We know they're capable of it. They just have to show and prove it to themselves that they are. Rossville did a great job of being scrappy, letting things hit the ground, and taking the ball to Gorbit, who, frankly, got kill after kill. You know, Frankfort's leaving a lot of holes on the floor on defense, and Gorbit is just taking advantage of it.
You know, I feel like Rossville did a good job, too, is in those scrambles of just keeping the ball in play and making Frankfort make mistakes, which led to points for Rossville. This one drops in here for Frankfort. They'll take a 1-0 lead in game number 2.
The other thing Rossville did a really good job of was they were putting a nice solid block up on that outside hitter, and I didn't expect that, to be honest. And they weren't always getting a block put down, but they were getting touches on things and slowing that ball down. And I didn't expect that out of Rossville. That was a pleasant surprise, and I think it surprised the outside hitters for Frankfort also.
There was an ace for Morgan Harrington. The senior had 26 aces a year ago for the Hot Dogs as a junior. She was also second on the team in digs. This serve into the net, 2-1 now your score. We'll see that substitution come back in as Wolin comes back in, Meek checks in. Kate Meek, the senior setter. You know, a year ago, this Rossville team, they graduated Courtney Huffman, who was their main setter, 306 assists on the year. They also graduated Brooklyn Edmonds, who was probably one of their top hitters. She was injury-plagued throughout her career, but when she was healthy, she was as good as anybody else on the floor.
Yeah.
Maylee Thorpe was a great defensive player a year ago, and Madison Douglas. So they graduated quite a bit from this team.
They graduated a lot of talent. And the setting probably be one of those biggest things. And you know, the injuries always took Brooklyn in and out, so I think they got used to playing with and without her. So maybe not miss her as much because they got used to playing without her, but definitely missing the setting, I think. You've seen a lot of miscommunications tonight in this setting, and I think that's just that inexperience, and that will improve as the season goes along.
You know, for Frankfort a year ago, they graduated Tiffany Zing, and then they had a transfer that left in the offseason that was a key player to last year's team. But with so many returning pieces, that's kind of why all eyes are on Frankfort right now when you look at them, because you say they have the setter in place that's been there for a while. They have a big hitter in Rockhold that's going to continue to grow. They've got players like Thomas and McAtee and a great libero and Queen. And so, you know, a lot of expectations, and rightfully so. And sometimes that can be heavy on a team because they are still technically young.
They are. And, you know, yes, they lost a player, but it's not like they can't rebuild around and go on without that player. She was young, and she wasn't the star player by any means, and they can build around the people that they have. They have a really strong base, a lot of players who had a lot of playing experience from last year. So I don't think they'll miss a beat. I think, you know, like you said, they are still young.
And sometimes too much depth can be a problem because you're trying to get so many players on the floor that, you know, you take one out of the equation. That's why you see teams do that a lot, especially in like Major League Baseball right now. Hey, we have too many infielders. They're all good, but we need pitchers. And so they make trades, and obviously in high school you can't do that stuff. But the point is if one player leads and you're a deep team like Frankfort is,
you can absorb it.
You can absorb it, and you move on.
You do. That block out there by Rossville is doing a great job. And like on that one, they didn't block it back over. But that has to get into the head of the Frankfort hitters. And Rossville's just doing a great job out there putting that block up.
8-3 to score as Frankfort looks a lot different here in game number 2 early. That served just a little long, though. Mistake there gives the free point back to Rossville. Substitution here as Cabry Bogan comes in. Gorbett back to serve. They're asking for a touch there. Not seen by the official. Point for Rossville, 8-5 now. Thursday night, Laura and I will be back in action again. We'll have these Rossville Hornets once again as they take on the Carroll Cougars, another kind of rivalry game for them. Another team right up the road.
And I believe that'll probably be an earlier start time, correct?
It will not. Carroll has a JV this year. I was told early on that they would not, and that it would be an early start.
Okay.
And I spoke with athletic director, Mr. Carol. I'm drawing a blank right now. Excuse me. And he assured me they do have a JV team, and so
great.
Normal start time, and that's good for them as well. Timeout here on the floor allows us to thank our sponsors. Tonight's game is brought to you by Day and Ginda Funeral Home, where they believe in putting family first. As active members of the community, they know that when dealing with the loss, seeing a familiar face and being treated like family is important. Day and Ginda Funeral Home will serve your family in a unique and loving way and provide the care you need. For more information about the services Day and Ginda Funeral Homes offer, please visit dayandginda.com.
I think this is a smart timeout here by Rossville, kind of regroup here.
Michael Goodrich is the name of the athletic director at Carroll. I could not leave that hanging. He has been so good to us, and I had a brain malfunction there for a moment.
Nice block by Frankfort.
That is one thing that I will say over and over again is the ISC Sports Network has the best sponsors, and we work with some of the best coaches and athletic directors and schools. Welcome us with open arms. We love to highlight their programs. They love that we highlight their programs, and it's a great working relationship.
Absolutely. That was a nice dump over the net there by Jaden Smith. Nice aggressive play. Caught Rossville sleeping, not realizing she was back on the front row.
12-5 score. Rockhold showing that she can be well-versed all around the floor, not just the great hitting and blocking at the net, but done from the service line as well. They feed Thomas. And that one's long, was not touched, and point to Rossville. And I'll tell you, the back row player there in Gorbit did her best Matrix impersonation. She looked like Neo from the Matrix as that ball went whizzing by. And while that's a movie reference that I feel like is like very relevant and recent, it's not. And so a lot of the young gentlemen that are working behind the scenes with us on Hot Dog TV tonight probably have no idea what I'm talking about. Thanks for making me feel old, guys. I appreciate that. Good job. Such a fantastic program here at Frankfort High School. We love to partner with the Hot Dog TV network. Bring you games all season long: volleyball, soccer, football, boys and girls basketball, wrestling.
See a rare hitting error by Lily Rockhold there. Hitting a little out of her normal position. You don't see her make too many hitting errors. Nice swing.
Thomas hit that one more down that time. Smith with a quick set. Meek goes back middle. Great block there. It's Keck and Smith getting some hands on the front row.
Nice dig.
This one too strong. You know, when watching a player like Jalen Smith on the floor, Laura, she's so multi-talented. Not only is she a really good passer and sets hitters up, but she's good at the net with blocking. I mean, she really has a nice all-around game. I think that's why when you look at her stats from a year ago, she's, first or second almost every category on the team.
She is a very good all-around player. She has some size for a setter. She is a good jumper. She blocks very well for a setter. She's aggressive, like we talked about earlier. You'll see her have numerous kills, usually every match. She does a nice job. and she's a floor general. That's what I love about Jalen. She is a floor general and always has been, even as a freshman. When she started as a freshman as a setter, a lot of times you'll see a freshman be intimidated, but she was not. She was the floor general even as a freshman. Good job by Rossville to keep it alive.
And it always feels like as Smith gets the point here for Frankfort, it always feels like it goes that way, doesn't it? That you have this player who comes through your system, they're your setter for multiple years, they graduate, and then all of a sudden in comes a freshman that has these huge shoes to fill.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what happened with Rossville this year, right?
Right.
I mean, they lost a setter that had been in that position for years and done a really good job for them, and it's big shoes to fill. And when Jalen leaves, they'll have big shoes to fill.
Good cross-court hit that time. Nice vision. Well played by Kaylee Bogan. You know, for Thursday night, that already gets into the Hoosier Heartland Conference battles as well with Rossville and Carroll. So not a lot of time to get ramped up and get into the full swing of things. You've got a county matchup right here in your second overall match of the season, and then you turn around and you play a conference opponent in match number 3.
Yeah, you know, Rossville starts out rough. They have West Lafayette, which is, they're always tough. Then a county matchup and then a conference matchup. So, you know, they do start out with a tough schedule for sure. That was a nice swing.
It's a good early season test to see what you're made of, though, because those are some games that can definitely bring out the resilience in your team.
I think those are some when Coach Martin was there, I think she made some changes to their schedule to get it tougher early, and those things pay off in the end of the season. They really do.
That ball exited Case Arena. They'll throw another ball into play as they hunt that one down. That's, you know, the really cool part about this being a dome is it goes all the way around underneath, and so that ball could still be rolling somewhere.
Who knows?
I know that when I was here, I got in trouble quite a bit, and I had to run these halls and these stairs.
I can't imagine.
I can't imagine doing it now. And I asked for it like it was fun. That was not fun. This serve a little too strong from Thomas. Queen will check back in for her. On the other side, Oaks comes back in for Rossville. Berkeley Lanham now on the serve for the Hornets. Wearing the white libero jersey. This little dump across from Mowdy. Hot Dogs set up their offense. They find Rockhold, and she finds Pay Dirt. Harrington comes back in. So where's Addie Keck? Corbett sends that one across. Well played there, and a nice, that's a palm hit. How do you do that? I mean, I understand the open hand swing straight down, but that play where they hit it off the palm.
Roll shot.
Is that what you call that, a roll shot?
Yeah, and that really started with a great pass by Burkle. That was a tough pass, but she put it up there right where the setter needed it. She did a really great job on that, keeping that ball with inside her frame and putting it up there where the setter could do something with it.
Rossville within 5. This seems to be about the mark that they've been at, though, for most of this game, too, as Frankfort's kept them at a puncher's distance. Corbett, a little too strong this time. Point back to the Hot Dogs.
Russell's just struggling a little bit with setting. It's just those little miscommunications. That right there where the pass wasn't perfect, but the set didn't get better. Those are little things that they can make better by, mid-season.
Rockhold sends it across. Free ball opportunity here. Rossville able to get into their offense. Corbett hits it into the top of the net. Smith with a quick set. They go back to Rockhold. Nice dig in the back row, even though it was a little long. Again, Rossville really doing a nice job tonight of just keeping the ball in play.
Yeah, they are playing very good defense.
And this time Rockhold takes just a little bit off, and it works to perfection. Rossville's defense in great position for the big, powerful hit.
Yep, and the block got just a little piece of that, but they're doing a great job on defense and on blocking for Rossville.
Corbett, a little strong here again. That pass kind of behind her there. She reached back for that one.
Yep.
Big week this week on the ISC Sports Network, especially here locally. You've got Frankfort Volleyball here tonight, obviously, and Rossville. We'll see Rossville and Carroll again on Thursday. We've talked about that. And then the football season kicks off on Friday night as the Clinton Central Bulldogs come to town to take on the Frankfort Hot Dogs.
That should be a fun game. Bogan back in for the Hornets. Nice up.
Another great play here from the Hot Dogs.
That was a great effort by Keck.
And you see the team there kind of respond. Always good to see the camaraderie amongst the teams, as basically all 6 players met there in a big huddle on the floor. Timeout taken, and this will give us an opportunity to show that upcoming schedule graphic that we have for this week, as we just talked about those games on Thursday, Rossville and Carroll, and then Friday night, Clinton Central and Frankfort. That is one of, I think, 5 games on the ISC Sports Network on Friday night, as football will kick off all across the state of Indiana. Schedule brought to us by Willow Creek Barn, where nature's beauty meets rustic elegance. Visit thewillowcreekbarn.com.
I think this second game here has been an interesting battle of offense versus defense. Frankfort's offense has definitely improved in this second game, and you can tell. Rossville is still playing really good defense, but Frankfort has elevated their offense, and it shows in the score here in game 2.
I've always been so surprised with this sport and how much body language and I don't want to say attitude, but just it bleeds over. When things aren't going well and everyone's hanging their head, it's almost like it continues to snowfall bad. But when a team gets on a hot streak and they're playing well and you can see it breeds that effort amongst all of them.
Volleyball's a game of momentum. I say that all the time.
Thank you. There's the word I wanted.
I say it all the time. Volleyball is a game of momentum. You can get on I know it's 21-12 now, but if Rossville gets the momentum, they can, rail off a string of 8-9 points in no time. And if a team gets the momentum, they can either run away with it or they can catch up in a hurry. So all it takes is a change in momentum.
We saw Rossville steal that momentum in game number 1. It led to that 25-18 victory. But Frankfort came right out, ready for business here in game 2. Serve a little long there. Leave the door open a little bit for the Hornets here.
And if you remember, Rossville had that lead down to about 4 or 5 points, and then, boom, Frankfort took that momentum and swung it back into their favor.
Serve handled by Harrington. Find Thomas, and then was not blocked off the net, so therefore 4 hits against Frankfort.
Yeah, but once again, blockers were there right onto that hit. Good job by Rossville. Keep putting that strong block up. It was a good job by Jalen Smith of taking that deep. She caught all the defense kind of running forward, thinking that was going to be a short tip, and took that with a strong roll back to the back row.
The game's within the game, too, because I just watched Zing and Mowdy for about the 5th time tonight in rotation when it's their time to come in, they are racing to the substitution line to see who can get there first.
That's good. You want people who want to be in the game.
That play just a little wide of the court. And now substitution taking place as Burkle and Fadness come back in for the Hornets.
Burkle's really played very well this game, too, for the Hornets.
Frankfort was a team a year ago. They played 7-7 here at home. On the road is where they definitely found their struggles. They were just 1-9, and that's where, as Frankfort's season goes along, they'll have to try to clean that up. But a great sign already, off to a 3-1 start on the season, hoping to get to 4-1 if they can come out with a victory here tonight. Rossville not going away without a fight, though, here in game number 2.
Yeah, great block by Neubauer, followed up by an ace.
The Hornets, even though they were 15-19 a year ago, they went 5-2 in conference play and finished in 3rd. And that was largely in part to, the great job that Coach Ellingwood did when she came in, kind of kept things, got them back on track, righted the ship.
And had they not had so many injuries, I think their season would have, and their record would have looked much different.
When you look at their conference opponents at the moment, obviously no real conference play has taken place just yet, but Clinton Prairie off to a great start. They're 2-0 on the season. Eastern 1-0. Everyone else in conference that has played so far, which would be Sheridan, these Hornets, Tri-Central, and Carroll, all with losses already this season on their overall record.
It's early. Anything can happen.
Frankfort still part of the Sagamore Conference, at least for
now
another season.
Rossville's pulled within 5 again.
Then I believe, is it the Monon Athletic Conference, the MAC or something like that?
Yes.
I thought it was pretty cool. There's like a logo that I saw released, and we'll see. The hard thing for me is knowing that Lebanon's not going to be in conference anymore, and that was as a Frankfort graduate, that was the biggest rival for us when I was in school. I know that's probably changed over time. Maybe it hasn't, but it just doesn't feel right to not have them in conference. Big swing. That one actually played off the shoulder of Smith. Thankfully not her face, because that had some pep on it.
Yeah, that was a wonderful hit by Gorbett. That line is open every single time. Gorbett can take that shot.
And don't look now. Rossville is within 3. Strong serve here, and she knew it as soon as she hit it. She let it go just a little strong that time, did Bogan. 25-21 as Frankfort takes game number 2. All knotted up at 1 apiece. We'll step aside when we come back. More volleyball action on the ISC Sports Network.
For the barn wedding of your dreams, you need to experience our country estate, where nature's beauty meets rustic elegance. Schedule your tour today at thewillowcreekbarn.com. Voted the Knot Best of Weddings for 3 years straight.
Frankfort Eagles 976. Serving with the community since 1905. With over 900 members locally, Frankfort Eagles offers something for everyone. Golf leagues, bingo, concerts, kid parties, cookouts, and more. For more information on who we are and what we do, visit FOE.com or stop by Frankfort Eagles at 408 North Main Street, Frankfort, Indiana.
I brought you a present. A book.
Follow the adventures of the Ardente Dental team as they fight cavities, gum disease, and create beautiful, healthy smiles.
Inconceivable. Hello, my name is Dr. Snyder. You cause cavities. Prepare to die. Inconceivable.
To make your smile look straight and fine, our braces per month are just $1.99.
Inconceivable!
You keep using that word, I do not think it means what you think it means.
Have fun at Ardente Dental.
Welcome to Trinity Hope Center. Here we are actively engaged in our recovery community with a multitude of activities including peer recovery coaching, a full computer lab, grief groups, relapse prevention, pre- and postnatal support group, educational workshops for family members with addicted loved ones, expungent workshops, parent cafes, Saturday pro-social activities, recovery walk club, book club, and even video game nights. For more information, give us a call at 765-250-1845.
At Tornado Roofing, we provide a complete range of services defined by quality, innovation, and expertise. We offer free estimates, have financing available, and handle insurance claims. Tornado Roofing is more than a name. It's a family-owned and operated business known for its committed customer service and expectation of going beyond our clients' needs. Our work is backed by a customer satisfaction guarantee to provide you with peace of mind. For more information, visit tornadoroof.com or call 670-6440. At Tornado Roofing, we believe in putting a strong roof over your head.
Welcome you back here to Case Arena. Game number 3 tonight, brought to us in parts by the Farmers Bank. Let's grow. By the Willow Creek Barn, providing a picturesque setting for the barn wedding of your dreams. And by Tornado Roofing, specializing in residential and commercial roofing and repair. Again, we want to thank all of our sponsors here tonight on the ISC Sports Network. I'm Sean Walker, joined by Laura Archibald, and it has been an entertaining opening night on ISC here tonight as we're all tied up at one game apiece. Both teams here as Rossville took game 1 25-18. Frankfort bounces back and takes game 2 25-21. A very crucial, pivotal game 3 right here.
Absolutely. Should be interesting to see. It was definitely offense versus defense, game 1 versus game 2. We'll see who steps up to the plate in game 3.
Rossville starts out with the first point of game number 3. Rockhold still letting it fly. Big swing there from Lilly. Ties things up at 1 apiece. McAtee on the serve, goes back corner, and it's a little too strong here.
And we talked about momentum earlier. Even though Rossville lost that second game, I felt like they had the momentum coming into game 3. They made a nice run at the end of game 2.
Gorbett on the serve. Rossville scrambles. Gorbett from the back row. Queen unable to keep that one in play for Frankfort. Another point here for the Hornets. For Frankfort, they've had Coach Rushton at the helm for some time now. Coach Rushton played here at Frankfort under Heather Boots, now Heather Hayes, the head volleyball coach at IUK and also the athletic director at IUK. Now I'm pulling a little double duty role. What I thought was great is they brought her in for a camp earlier this season to get some drills in with the girls and just have some fun. And it's always great when you can bring back someone like Heather. She was a fantastic volleyball player here at Frankfort.
Fantastic coach
here.
Yeah,
fantastic coach here as well.
Absolutely.
She came back and coached. Made a state finals appearance, actually, when she came back here to coach, and that was during Coach Rushton's senior year. She was the setter for that squad. You kind of, obviously, you know, if you have a head coach that used to be a great quarterback in football, do you expect the quarterback on that team to be pretty good because they know about that position? And that's kind of with Coach Rushton, right?
Absolutely.
She's had her run here of great setters on this team. And you know, Coach obviously knowing what she's talking about when it comes to that. She played.
And especially if you have a coach who stays in place for a long time. Key has been here for a lot of years and is building a system, right? Sometimes you look out and you just get a great somebody in one of those key positions, like the quarterback or the setter, and you know, but sometimes it's been built. It's somebody who you've brought up through the ranks, through elementary, through junior high, and I certainly think that's probably been the case here.
For Coach Rushton, to make sure that I definitely give her flowers, she had 745 assists that senior year when they made that state finals appearance. So she was pretty darn good at passing the ball around.
Yeah. And she had some high-powered hitters, too.
Frankfort finds himself behind early here, 5-2 in game 3. Thomas powers that one across. Meek got a hand on it. Point for the Hot Dogs, 5-3.
Thomas having a nice offensive night tonight.
Yeah, I feel like when Rockhold's been in the back row, she's been kind of that go-to player in the front for Frankfort.
She has, and not many unforced errors, keeping the ball in play, several kills. She's doing a nice job out there. Really hasn't been blocked as many times as Rockhold either, so that's been a nice surprise.
Meek. Just pushed across that time by Bogan. And then Rossville makes the play here and gets the point.
So that was a great job by Oaks. She knew that Jalen Smith was front row. She tracked her, stayed on her, and when she saw Jalen jump and drop that one hand, she went up and blocked her. That was a great job.
Big swing there. That one out. Another point for Rossville, 7-4, excuse me. Such an awesome arena here at Frankfort High School. I talk about it all the time. Took it for granted during my 4 years of high school, and now every time I come back, I'm just in awe, and I look around and I look at all the new details and the new paint. New signs on the scoreboard.
Always hated playing here as a Clinton Prairie person because that was before the field house, and we played in the main gym at Clinton Prairie with the lowest ceiling ever. And then you would come here and it had the highest ceiling, and it would really throw off your passing because your depth perception was so different. But as a spectator and here as a commentator, it's such a neat gym to come here and see sports played here.
And I would argue it's a little bit of a task to get up here. But in the crow's nest, as we call it, we have probably the best view in all the gyms in the area for sure.
I agree.
A great bird's eye view looking down.
I would love to get this view at every gym for sure.
Basically that same camera angle. We were sitting right beside the cameras up here. So you at home get to enjoy what we get to enjoy. Thomas, swing, partially tipped at the net. They set to Bogan. Blocked by Mowdy and Smith.
Nice dig by Zing.
Now free ball opportunity for Rossville. See who they set here. They go to the left-handed Burkle. Frankfort covers it up. Good rally from both teams. Smith tried to push that one over, and the block was there. Allie Neubauer. MB right beside her name, and that stands for, partner, middle blocker.
That's right.
I'm getting good at this at year 15, I think. Took me long enough. This timeout brought to us by our friends at Healthy Communities of Clinton County, where they want you to know that recovery is possible. If you or someone you love is struggling with addiction, make sure you reach out to Healthy Communities at 659-6063 or at healthyclintoncounty.org. And Laura, I know we have some mental health games coming up later this year on our broadcast. Tell us a little bit about what we can expect for those.
So the mental health games are something near and dear to our hearts. We do these every year. The players will have either jerseys or warm-up shirts on. They have a mental health message. We'll have a presentation either between games or during the varsity game, and we'll have a resource table out, and we will put those on the ISC Sports Network and have mental health messaging throughout the games so that people know about the resources that are available.
We basically make it, you know, some places do telethons and they call in and they get donations. We do one big long infomercial with the sporting event in the background.
It's a good thing. It's a win-win.
10-6, your score. Rossville on top of Frankfort here in what is a pivotal Game 3 from Case Arena tonight. A great serve there. That one just dropped off the table. Smith back to serve here for Frankfort.
I love when we see these schools, not just the mental health games, but cancer awareness games, and using the platform of athletics to raise awareness about other things. And I just love to see those things happening.
Great swing there, and that was definitely in. Good call by the back judge there. Rossville pushes it back out to a 4-point lead. I agree. I think that sports are such a great time because it brings so many people together from so many different backgrounds and ethnicities and cultures, but all out for a common goal, and then you get to drive home a message during that as well.
Yeah,
it's good to see the unity.
Clinton Prairie's doing a cancer awareness game next week for Paul Del Valle's family from the Colfax Christian Church, who passed away recently. And you know, I just think it's just one of their players was from his church, and I think it's just such a nice tribute to a great man. And
young too.
Yeah,
very young. Gone way too soon.
Just a great thing to do and raise awareness and help a wonderful family out at the same time.
And we will have that game on the ISC Sports Network as well, as they will host Faith Christian that night. At least I believe that's the game you're speaking of.
Yes, it is that game.
Substitution here for Rossville is Elise Oakes comes back in.
And she is definitely like a breath of fresh air when she gets out there. She definitely gives them a pick-me-up every time she steps on the court. Brings a lot of energy.
Berkeley Lanham a little too much power on that last serve. Frankfort within 2. It's kind of the teeter-totter momentum right now. Who's going to steal it? Because we're starting to get to those crucial points here in Game 3, and that time a service error from Harrington. As both teams give each other free points back. Excited for another year of sports here on the network. Obviously in the fall our focus is boys and girls soccer, volleyball, and football. And it feels like every year we say, I can't believe it's night 1 or week 1, and then before you know it, it's I can't believe basketball season is here.
It does go fast.
And then we're graduating another class and it's the off season and you think you can breathe, and before you know it, the season's starting again. I believe this is year number 15, maybe 16 for ISC Sports Network. Officially started as MTC, migrated into ISC. Feels like we just started yesterday. Good hustle, scramble play that time from Rossville, but unfortunately for them, the point goes to the Hot Dogs here.
Hot Dogs closing that gap down to 2, 14-12.
This miss hit into the net there by Woolen. For Frankfort, they have 5 seniors on their squad as well. We have not seen Daisy Santos Valdez tonight. We have seen Ashley Zing, McAtee in the starting lineup as well as Morgan Harrington and Justine Thomas. Those are your 5 seniors.
We have a tie ball game.
What's pretty cool here in the arena, if we get a break between games, we'll show them to you. They've got, obviously, the individual player banners where they take the cool pictures and add the graphics, but then also banners hanging in the backdrop beyond the fans there for each of the seniors and some of the other players as well. 15-14 game. As Frankfort regains the lead.
Oh, nice hustle.
Good hustle, but can't keep it in play.
Tied up again at 15.
What a great game number 3 here on night number 1 for us. That pass
was right on the money.
On the money, just mistimed the jump.
Yeah, just a little miscommunication on the set and hit.
This time goes back to Rockhold. Rockhold able to power that one past Lanham.
Thomas back in for the Hot Dogs. I don't mind that little hitting error by the Hot Dogs. That was really one of the few times I've seen him trying to speed up the offense and run something quick in the middle. They'll get better at that, and the communication and timing on that as the season goes on. That'll help their offense in the long run. Make them more multidimensional.
Swing here from Thomas, a little too strong as we are back and forth here in game 3. You know, you're starting to see sports in general, and I say sports like soccer and volleyball gain popularity, but it really feels like, Laura, that female sports are really starting to gain in popularity. They had volleyball last year at a football stadium and sold it out, right? Or something crazy like that, like with Nebraska or somebody.
Yes.
Obviously with Caitlin Clark in the WNBA and Angel Reese and other players adding some excitement there. TV ratings have never been higher.
I think it's great. I mean, you know, the popularity of more sports and getting more people interested in it can't be a bad thing. And, you know, it's not going to be for everybody, just like every sport isn't for everybody, and that's okay. But more people that can enjoy a pastime, I think it's great. You know, the Olympics just finished, and I know I enjoyed watching it. I mean, that's what I did every night for the 2 weeks, and a lot of those sports that I enjoyed were the women's sports. And, you know, the women's gymnastics was fun. It was great to see the men's gymnastics do better this year. And, you know, some of those sports that, you know, you haven't enjoyed in the past, it was great to see some of our U.S. women's teams do better.
How about breakdancing? I mean, I'm kind of sad it's only lasted a year, but that's probably because I think I could have done some of those moves in the final round from Ray Gunn.
You know what came out of the best thing that came out of that?
The memes?
Memes. That's right. Memes. Nice block.
Good block there as the point goes back to the Hot Dogs. Yeah, you love to
on that block.
You love to see the popularity in the sport. It's the recognition that these athletes, especially these female athletes, they put in just as much work as the guys do, and it's cool when people support it and they acknowledge the effort and the hard work that goes into it. It's always awesome.
Well, and I love that the message isn't only about sports now. Like you have seen, you know, Michael Phelps and other athletes talking about things like mental health, right? And I love that they're willing to take their platform and talk about things that are much bigger than just athletics.
You know, somebody like Serena Williams who competes in Wimbledon when she's pregnant and things like that. I mean, it's just a man can never do that, right? So just kind of crazy, but very cool. It's very cool. As a father of 2 daughters, I think it's very awesome to see women's sports flourishing. Hashtag girl dad. Speaking of the ladies, they are a great rally point right here between both of these teams. We got a whistle here. Net violation. Nope, two hit.
Double hit.
Coach Ellingwood didn't agree with that call.
Great defense by both teams there. What I really loved was seeing Chloe Mowdy so involved on the offense in that run there. I think Jalen did a really good job of getting her involved. I think that's one thing Frankfort could do a little better in their offense is make their middles a little more active. Even if they're running backslides, quicks, things to hold some blockers. You know, Rossville's really been able to key on those outside hitters. They would keep their middles a little more active. I think it would free up the blockers, would have to stay on those middles a little more and free up some holes on the outside for Rockhold and Thomas.
That pass a little off the mark that time, looking for Gorbett. A substitution taking place here.
This game 3 has just been back and forth, back and forth. It's just going to come down to execution and unforced errors at this point.
Obviously, we call this one pivotal. Far from over, no matter who wins it. But usually when that team takes that 2-1 advantage, it's tough to come back from because of that word we used earlier, momentum.
Yes, that was nice and aggressive by Ava Burkle there. There's a young lady, Ava Burkle, made an impact even as a freshman, and was always athletic, but it just seems more aggressive, more confident this year.
Stand out on the basketball floor. Her father, Nate, the athletic director there at Rossville High School. Another great man, long time. Was a Rossville Hornet himself, graduated, and now has come back to his own roots. And he might hold the record for fastest response of any athletic director as you get a point here, not to take away from the play on the floor, but if I send something to Mr. Burkle, I get a response. Bang, he is on it.
Frankfort with the 2-point lead, biggest lead we've had in the last few minutes.
And now a miss hit here gives Frankfort the advantage.
Game point, 24-21. I think the really tide turning has been the involvement of the Frankfort middles over the last about 6 or 7 points.
Harrington serving for game point. Robert with a strong hit. Frankfort absorbs. They find their big hitter in Rockhold, and Frankfort takes game number 3. Same score as game number 2, 25-21. Frankfort now leads 2-1. We'll be back with set number 4 right here on the ISC Sports Network right after these messages.
Frankfort Eagles 976 has bingo every Wednesday night. Early birds beginning at 6 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 7 p.m. Packets are $25 and includes every game you need to play. They also have Saturday bingo the first Saturday of every month, with early birds starting at 4 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 5 p.m. Big game payouts each game with 3 to 4 chances to win different jackpot games each day. Great for individuals or groups because everyone enjoys winning lots of money. You must be 18 years or older to play.
Welcome to Trinity Hope Center. Here we are actively engaged in our recovery community with a multitude of activities including peer recovery coaching, a full computer lab, grief groups, relapse prevention, pre- and postnatal support group, educational workshops for family members with addicted loved ones, expungent workshops, parent cafes, Saturday pro-social activities, recovery walk club, book club, and even video game nights. For more information, give us a call at 765-250-1845.
At Tornado Roofing, we provide a complete range of services defined by quality, innovation, and expertise. We offer free estimates, have financing available, and handle insurance claims. Tornado Roofing is more than a name. It's a family-owned and operated business known for its committed customer service and expectation of going beyond our clients' needs. Our work is backed by a customer satisfaction guarantee to provide you with peace of mind. For more information, visit tornadoroof.com or call 670-6440. At Tornado Roofing, we believe in putting a strong roof over your head.
Rondell Sims is a successful entrepreneur and beloved grandpa, in part because he's responsive and attentive. That also just happens to be what he looks for in a financial partner. And when it comes to his bank, Rondell is a farmer.
Welcome to the Willow Creek Barn, where nature's beauty meets rustic elegance. From the moment you arrive on the property, you'll notice every detail is finely crafted to provide you with the dream wedding you've always dreamt about. From carriage and trolley rides to breathtaking aerial views via our hot air balloon, the Willow Creek Barn offers unforgettable moments that will last you a lifetime. For more information about our packages and availability, visit thewillowcreekbarn.com.
Welcome back to Case Arena. There is a beautiful shot of those banners we were referencing earlier for the players on this Frankfort team. You see the score on the screen there. Frankfort taking sets 2 and 3 by identical scores of 25-21. They now lead 2-1. Tonight's Game 4 is brought to us by Sandra Myers Law, dedicated to providing top-notch legal services to clients in Tippecanoe County, Clinton County, and surrounding areas. Call 838-8700 to schedule a free consultation today. I want to thank all of our sponsors, and we still have spots for you. If you're a business owner and you want to advertise, jump on board.
This match is playing out so much like last year, Sean. Different outcomes of winners of games, but close, just like last year. And so much fun to watch. It's such a great way to start the ISC volleyball season.
First point here going to the Hornets. Quick net adjustment. Trying to line up the I call them candy canes. You call them antennas or something technical, right?
Antenna, yeah.
It looks like a candy cane to me. It makes me think about Christmas, and we
Candy
still have
canes.
2 holidays before there.
Candy canes are shaped like canes. Those are just straight up and down.
Candy sticks then. Meek on the serve.
Nice.
This one ruled in as it falls just inside there, and Coach Rushton with the long stare across at her own line judge. I couldn't tell on that one.
It was close enough that she'd have went for it.
Rossville came out firing on all cylinders in game number 1. Frankfort battled back. They really dominated game 2 for the most part, other than allowing Rossville to creep back in. And then game 3 was anybody's till about 20-20.
Yeah.
And that's where the separation happened.
That last play was just textbook perfect offense. Perfect pass, perfect set, perfect hit.
Frankfort again, strong at the net. Another point here for the Hot Dogs. I noticed I was pulling in. The Frankfort soccer season was getting underway.
I saw that as well.
We'll have some soccer matches later this year on the ISC Sports Network for you.
They had a big crowd over there tonight.
Smith that time able to get it over the net enough where it dropped in between the net and the blockers.
Yeah, you know, it's hard to do your timing when somebody kind of sets it over the net instead of hitting it, because you have went up to your block for a hard hit. So when somebody softly sets it over, sometimes that ball can roll down the front of you pretty easily.
I mean, let's be honest here too. How hard is it to be a blocker in volleyball? And I ask this because you can't touch the net, but you've got to get as close as you can so that there is no gap in there.
You have to go up and over. It's a really very, very hard skill, especially if you're not super tall, right? And you have to find the ball, you have to track the ball, you have to move to the ball. In my opinion, blocking is probably one of the hardest skills to learn in volleyball.
Ruckel that time knew that she didn't get enough of it as soon as she let go. And it's the other best part about this sport for me, especially at this age level, is the facial expressions you see after. And occasionally when there's a mistake, you can almost make a meme out of some of the funny things that you see.
But yeah, if you were watching any of the Olympic volleyball, it's not just this age level.
It's all of them?
It's all
Okay.
age levels, yes.
Back to serve here for Rossville is Oaks. As you said, kind of that energy spark plug for Rossville.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas, big hit here, goes cross court. Her teammates fired up, and there's the race again between Zing and Mowdy to the
I love it.
substitution line.
You know what I really noticed about Thomas tonight is just not many unforced errors, being very, very consistent, and they need that from her.
I think she's a player as a senior this year. You can see it. She's kind of coming into her own. Confidence is growing. She knows she's a key cornerstone of this team this year. There's a great play by Mowdy. She gets hugs from everyone.
You know, as this match has progressed, I truly think the success for Frankfort this year may be all about keeping their middle hitters involved. The
Zing.
more they've involved the middles, the better they've played. Which you wouldn't necessarily think, right? Because your two big hitters, Rockhold and Thomas, are on the outside.
Outside, sure. But when you don't involve the middle and you're one-dimensional, the blockers know where to be every time.
Absolutely.
I'm learning.
Very good,
Look at
Sean.
this. How about it?
And the more active that their middles have been, it's lifted their team up. And it's opened things up for their outsides. I think the more they keep those middles involved, the better they have played.
This one hammered home by Rossville. The Hornets with their substitutions here. Burkle comes back in. Fadness comes back in. Two-point game here in game number 4. Left-handed Burkle. Good power on it, but wide of the court that time. And every time I look over at the student section from Frankfort, it grows. The people who've joined in have gotten smaller. Looks like maybe some middle schoolers or elementary, some little sisters came over. And
maybe they came after soccer.
There you go. Back corner here, great play, good placement. Allie Neubauer. We've talked about Coach Lexi Ellenwood, her varsity assistant coach, Ann Beard, JV coach Lexi Robinson. Got some other volunteer assistants that help out with the squad this year. For the Hot Dogs, we've talked about Kia Rushton. She's also joined by her sister, Macy Matthews, Brittany Shoemaker, and Tanya Olivas. All part of that Frankfort coaching staff. Names that have been around the program pretty consistently, and that's kind of what you need to build a program, is it not? Is that you need that consistency. It starts with the coaching.
You do.
You're able to start to build your youth up through your program.
And it is about building a program. And, you know, you feel bad when you get teams that have potential, but they get coaching turnover year after year. It's hard to build a program when you can't keep consistent coaching staff.
And it's tough. It's, I mean, to be expected a little bit at this level. It's Coaches change, teachers change schools and roles, and things happen. A timeout taken here. It's 12-7 Frankfort. Trying to put the Hornets away here in game number 4.
I think the big difference is Frankfort is really getting their middles involved, and it's really changed the whole way their team is gelling. And Rossville is struggling, 1, with passing, and 2, they really have – Gorbett has not really had a great set to put a ball away in a long time. And they really need to get her a great set so she can get back into the swing of things. The setting's struggling a little bit for Rossville right now, and getting the ball where – because the passing's struggling, the setting's struggling. They need to get their hitters some good sets that they can put down and get some momentum back for the Hornets.
We're trailing by 5 here. Coach gets the timeout. We'll see how the team responds out of this timeout. See some looks of determination, some encouragement. And you definitely don't want to fall behind much further. We saw Rossville come back from a larger margin in game 2, but they couldn't complete the full comeback. McAtee again. Boy, it is fun to watch her jump because you just wouldn't think that little girl could jump that high.
Yeah.
She is an athlete.
I don't think she's that tall, but she certainly can power through.
Ella McAtee is listed at 5'5".
She does not appear to be that tall.
But she jumps as if she's 6'1" or 6'2". Rockhold, that one just a little wide. Boy, great idea, though. It was open had it dropped in.
Yes. Oaks back in for Rossville, and she has definitely been energy for them tonight, so hopefully she can pick them up here.
Burkle tries to punch that one across. It was blocked by Rockhold, but Gorbett there.
There we go. That's
off the
what
ricochet.
Gorbett needed. That wasn't really a set to her, but she did something nice with it, and maybe that'll get her the momentum she needs. They really need to set her and push it outside so she can go line, because that is open, and that is a good shot for her.
That serve just hits the top part of the net and stays on Rossville's side. Point to the Hot Dogs.
Yeah, and they can't afford any unforced errors at this point.
Addie Keck comes back in. Morgan Harrington back in. Hot Dogs with a 5-point lead. Harrington with a low serve that time, and it pays off. 15-9. 15-9 now for the Hot Dogs. You can hear the home fans kind of getting more behind Frankfort after each point. Great left-handed swing there. Burkle drives that one past Frankfort's back line. Meek comes back in. Abigail Wolin comes back in. By game 4, I think I finally had these substitutions down.
There have been a lot of them tonight. Getting a lot of people, a lot of playing time here early in the season.
Rockhold put a big swing on that one, but it came out like a changeup, like she missed it just a little bit.
Yeah,
but
I think
still,
she jammed her finger. She's grabbing it there. Sometimes those miss hits, they might go in, but she might have paid for a jam with a jammed finger.
Frankfort's next match on Thursday as well. They'll take on conference opponent Southmont. So as much as we talked about Rossville and Carroll being conference opponents early in the season, Frankfort has that same task on Thursday night. It'll be here at home again. Harrington, great diving effort and keeps it alive for Frankfort.
Gorbett just needs to go line with that a little bit tighter.
Gorbett sends it across, and that one out. Great decision by McAtee. That's something that each year being on the floor and being more familiar with, you know the court, you know your home court. She knew there was no doubt there. It was out, and she was letting it go. Probably helped that coach is right there telling her too, right? But I'm going to give Ella
give her all the credit.
I'm going to give her the credit this time around. Got a text message just a little bit ago. I want to thank the Frankfort Eagles for coming back on board with us this year. There are people helping people.
Doing
Frankfort
great
Eagles
things
located here on Main Street. Yeah, they have donated to so many schools and programs. I can't thank Billy Burge and the board and everyone who is involved over there at the Eagles enough. Definitely thank them for coming back on with us another season here at ISC. Such greatly appreciated. So McAtee made the great decision to not play that last ball. She'll come out of this timeout with the serve here. 7 points away from taking this match.
Rossville really can't afford any unforced errors here. They need to pass well. They can't afford that. Free balls to Frankfort right now is not a good idea, and that's why.
Rockhold feeling it. And I'll tell you, for the Hot Dogs, I love the enthusiasm, but you got to be careful. You don't want to hurt your star players here jumping around, getting a little too crazy. But I love the excitement. McAtee across, much better. Serve receive that time from Rossville.
Nice block.
Gorbett dug it out. Oaks keeps it alive. And now dinked across. Rockhold is having a night.
She's played very well.
This may be a coming out party for the sophomore. I mean, she had signs last year as a freshman where you said she's going to be something special. What's scary is that fact. She is just a sophomore. She still has, a full season to go here as a sophomore and 2 more years after this. Could potentially go down as one of the all-time greats here for Frankfort.
For sure.
You hate to get too far in front of yourself, as so many sports now want to crown everybody the greatest, but man, she's fun to watch.
She is. She has great potential. That was a great hit by Gorbett out of the middle. Nice serve, too.
McAtee says my bad on that one, but as you said, that was a fantastic serve. That was a tough handle. Lead down to 8. Little knuckleball serve that time.
Nice dig.
That one off the antenna.
See, that was a really good dig because that was a hard hit. We just have to make better sets out of that.
So, Laura, for clarity in those watching at home, the ball can hit the antenna, but it's got to stay inside, correct? As it hit the antenna there, it came on the outside.
Right, it went on and it went over, so then it's done.
Or the candy stick, as I like to call it.
If it hits the candy stick, it's done.
There we go.
Because that's stopping it. It's a barrier. So if it hits the antenna, it's done. It's a dead ball.
22-12. Frankfort student section very confident. They're starting the "I believe that we will win" chant. Nice job by Oaks. Playing that one. Now Frankfort with a free opportunity here.
Good job keeping the middles involved.
Yeah, they went to Keck that time. They come back to Thomas, and she's able to sneak it over the top of the blockers. We will name our player of the game at the conclusion of this one, but and you're looking at me like I'm crazy, right?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure we're on the same page here. I mean, we're seeing things, right? Right? Okay, just making sure. I want to leave the suspense for the viewers at home. Great serve there, drops over 24-12, and now
And when she isn't getting it done with kills, she's getting it done with aces. So.
Smith sets up Thomas. It was blocked, but it lands on Rossville's side of the floor, and Frankfort takes a decisive game number 4 here by a score of 25-12. And they will win this match 3-1. Laura, your final thoughts on this one?
Well, I think that there were a lot of positives on both sides. And if you're Rossville, don't hang your head about this. You did do some things very, very well. I think, there are areas that you could improve on, but, that's what you have these games early in the season about, so you can see the things that you could improve on. If you're Frankfort, you have to take away a lot of positives. I think the biggest thing is that you saw that when you keep your middles involved in the offense and you pass well, you play well.
Our player of the game tonight brought to us by the Farmers Bank. Their motto is Let's Grow, and it is Lily Rockhold. The growth that she has made between year 1 as a freshman to year 2 as a sophomore has been fantastic. And you see her teammates there giving her some hugs, and a well-deserved player of the game nod here tonight for Lily.
Yeah, and she played great on the front row, but she also got it done on the back row as well. And it isn't because Rossville was not putting a great block on her out there. They were blocking very, very well out there, and she still just had a fantastic game out there hitting from the outside.
We want to thank all of our sponsors for another wonderful night here on the ISC Sports Network. For Laura Archibald and all the students behind the scene here at Frankfort High School on the Hot Dog TV Network, for Richard Slee, I'm Sean Walker. We appreciate you tuning in. Make sure you join us on Thursday night as Rossville and Carroll will do work here on the volleyball court on the ISC Sports Network. That coverage set right around 7 to 7:30 on Thursday night. Make sure you tune in then. Appreciate you joining tonight. The final from Frankfort. Frankfort 3-1. They defeat Rossville.
Former WNBA star Katie Douglas Poe is now the owner of fitness franchises that help people get healthier and more active. And even though she comes from the world of elite athletics,